best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradham in the morning. Marques, Brown, Justin, Emery.
Yo.
Were you wearing a button-up 5 minutes ago? Did you just change clothes?
I may have.
Little Jay-Z, Pharrell, change clothes?
Yep. What I did is we do our pre-show meeting. We're hanging out here just talking.
Yeah.
I'm not here to overly impress anybody during that. I think I had a tank top on earlier.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what you were wearing because I'm not weird, but I just know I don't believe it was a button-up.
No, it definitely wasn't a button down during the intro.
Just want to make sure I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. But I like your shirt though, the Super Mario shirt.
Thank you. I have an elite T-shirt collection.
You do. I will.
T-shirts are my thing.
Minor hats, as we know.
There you go. Yeah.
Specifically those minor league baseball hats.
Yeah, those.
Which are all sold out apparently in my size. I went last weekend to try to go grab some more.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what team I was ordering from; they were sold out. I was under the impression that Major League Baseball was on a strike.
Yeah.
Like, why are people buying up all these hats right now?
Right.
But I digress.
Got an email from the school yesterday around 3:30 saying that due to inclement weather, they're sending home materials just in case there's no physical school. So they've been
doing virtual for like the last year and a half.
No, we're back. Everybody we're back in school.
But I'm saying they have.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
Why couldn't they just switch to virtual for a snow day?
That's what they want to do.
Well, then why has this got to be such a difficult process? It sounds like on their part.
No, here's my problem: it's a snow day. That's what it's supposed to be, a snow day. You can't listen. I feel like because of everything that's happening with the pandemic, everything, we're trying to change the rules of things that have always been a thing. Like today, for the first time, there's snow in the mountain. Kids should be outside playing, building snowmen, having snowball fights, making snow angels, going sledding. There should be no school today at all. But now it's like because they have the computers and stuff, and the kids have been taking them home anyway. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just teach you at home. First of all, the teachers don't want to do that. Number one. But also, it's not fair to the kids. Could you imagine, if you got a report yo, tomorrow's going to be a snow day. You're all excited because snow day is the bonus day. It's the bonus holiday, especially now. We talked about this on Monday. How, you get to this month, you get to January, and there's nothing to look forward to until April when we got spring break. You have no days off. So the best thing you can do is get maybe a snow day. And with global warming, we're not getting as much snow we used to. This used to be a guaranteed maybe 3-4 snow days a year. You're down to you're lucky if you get one. This is that one. But you want to take it and turn it into virtual? I don't think so. So I brought my little ones downstairs yesterday, and they were I was like, listen, got an email from your school. You guys are supposed to be doing virtual learning tomorrow, but I think that's stupid. You're having a snow day. You're being outside in the snow, frolicking like a child should be. You can catch up on your work on Monday. And tell your teachers I said that. Quote me on that. This is stupid.
I have a hard disagreement with you on this. But not probably for the reasons that you think. I have a disagreement with you on this.
Well, I know the reasons because you haven't given it to me yet, but I'm excited to hear.
No, but I feel like you know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
First off, number one, I fully support global warming. Less snow, the better.
Okay.
Right? I've long been on the record for that. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think that you are looking at this through the wrong perspective.
Okay.
You're looking at this from the kids' perspective. They don't want to be dealing virtual. It's a snow day, all
Yeah.
that. You're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Look at it from the teacher's perspective. A virtual day, not a snow day, one less day they have to spend in school at the end of the semester.
But they're still being punished though, because they still have to do things they don't. I mean, remember, for a snow day for a teacher, it's the same thing. I used to teach, so I know this.
Yeah,
A snow day for a teacher, it's the same. It's the same thing. You're off. You're done. You don't have anything to worry. And it's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah. It's all the stars align.
Song.
Huh?
I'm gonna start singing the Rebecca Black song. Friday.
Yeah. All the stars have aligned. You got a snow day. It's Friday. The teachers don't want to be there either. I'm sure they're upset about this too. This is definitely a school district thing.
Listen, Marcus, it's Friday. You ain't got no job.
Right.
You know what I'm going to do with you today?
Yeah. But like it sucks for everybody. But like, come on, let kids be kids. Let them have a snow day. Why can't we just have a snow day? Because like this is good. Like what is happening today? This is the future. There will be no more snow days. It's gonna be like, oh, we'll just take your laptop home. We'll teach you at home today. Because they've already done virtual learning. So like now kids have conditioned to know that there are really no days off unless it's summertime or holiday. Like before, like 2 years ago, pre-pandemic world, this would have been preposterous. This would never have been proposed. It would have been just a normal snow day. But because there was virtual for such a long period of time, it's like, you know what? Take those laptops home, kiddos. You're working today.
I'm a hard disagreement with you on this one.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, if you would have grown up in Miami, would you have the same outlook on this?
No, because there would be no snow days.
So this is a mashed potato thought out of you.
I don't believe this is not a mashed potato thought.
This might be a mashed potato thought.
I think you're devaluing the snow day is what you're doing. I think you're so far removed from the snow day. See, I'm not that far removed I'm probably about 5 years removed from the snow day because I had it. I was fortunate enough to teach for such a long period of time that I still could be in the snow day. I think you're devaluing.
I'm like a good 15 years removed from the snow day.
You're devaluing the importance of the snow day.
The thing is, at Penn State, it would snow in October.
Do you get snow days in college?
I mean, the teacher would just take the day off.
Yeah, it's not the same. I want you to go back. See, no, you're
no. Penn State. I think it was 2 years ago. Obviously, I wasn't still on campus 2 years ago, but about 2 years ago, I think they school-wide closure.
Yeah.
For snow for like the first time in like 35 years. Now, I will say this though, a little bit different at Penn State Abington because it was a commuter campus. So you had to rely on all your students and faculty commuting. Whereas when I went to lived in State College, students lived on campus. So they were already there. So it wasn't as much of a commuter. So Penn State Abington actually closed more days during the 2 years there for the snow than they did in my 4 years in high school.
That's crazy. But I don't think, but when you're in high school, college, I want you to go back to third grade Justin Emery. Okay. You find out it's a Thursday night and you know it's going to snow overnight and you know it's going to be a snow day. And your teachers are like, just kidding. Take that laptop home. I'll see you at 9 a.m. How is third grade Justin feeling about this?
Throwing a fit.
Exactly. Like I can imagine being in elementary school and having these taken away from me.
I had computer problems pre-show, and 33-year-old Justin.
Okay. Right. And then also too, you bring up a great point because the thing about virtual is you got a lot of parents who are dealing with things they don't want to deal with. I don't want to be on the iPad with my kids at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to do that. Looking at a teacher or trying to log into their stuff and they got questions. No, you're giving me more. I don't want to do that. It's all bad. And I mean, go outside and put your snowsuit on. Go outside and play.
Now, granted, you're sitting at a computer right now. I'm sitting at a computer right now. You have a smartphone. I have a smartphone. One of us is more technologically savvy than the other one.
That'll be you.
However, there's a lot of parents out there that have no idea how to help their kids.
Facts.
I'm not saying you are.
Facts. Yeah.
There's a lot that, like, for example, If it was today and
Mhm.
I was in school right now,
Yeah.
there's no way my dad would be able to help me with school.
Listen, I can tell you, I did it for a year and a half, as you know.
Oh yeah.
The kids were virtual for almost 2 years with me. And, because of my teaching background and because I can figure out things, I was okay. But listen, it was tough. It was tough doing that for almost 2 years. It really was.
It's like how when people ask me, "Hey, do you know how to do, X, Y, Z?" and I don't know how to do it, my response is no, but I know how to read.
Right.
Right? It's the same thing with you figured it out. You know how to read. You can put cognitive thoughts together and come out with a linear train of thought.
Yeah. I mean, really, because when you're
there's a lot of people that can't do that.
when you're doing virtual, you're pretty much working with the teacher. Like you're like a teacher's assistant at the end of the day. Like that's kind of your role. And I'm looking outside right now the window, the snow's on the ground, you got a nice, I don't know, maybe 4 inches on the ground. Get out there and get in that. Get after it. Be a kid. Let these kids be kids. They've had enough taken away from them, in the past 2 years. Allow them to have this still. Let something still be what they were for everybody, what they were for us when we were kids. That's all I'm saying. Like, because it gets to the point where you get old enough and this stuff becomes jaded. When I was in high school, I didn't care that much about snow day. It was more like, okay, I get to sleep in, right? And in junior high or middle school, wherever you want to call it, it was pretty much the same thing. It was you trying to age out and get too cool for it. But you're in elementary school. This is one of the greatest gifts of God's creation. It's snow day. It's amazing. Don't take that away.
I'm very glad that Mother Nature at least let me have my birthday yesterday with no snow.
That would have been your nightmare.
Oh, I would have thrown a fit. I would have thrown.
But we don't want to talk about nightmares right now. We don't talk about dreams because on the line right now is one of our favorite guests. She comes to us every Friday. I haven't talked to her in a very long time due to the holidays. From Eagles postgame show, 6abc.com, sideline reporter, ESPN, National Lacrosse League. Devan Caney's on the line. Devan, what's up?
Hello. And you can talk about dreams and nightmares. I mean, talking about Meek Mill is always a good idea, guys.
Yeah, it's never a problem. Well, let's start this a little differently because I'm going to bring you in this conversation we're talking about. I want to take you back to third grade Devan Caney, okay? Third grade Devan Caney, Thursday night, finds out there is going to be a snow day the next day.
Mm-hmm.
However, just kidding, your teacher says, bring home your laptop. You are working virtually today. How do you feel as a third grader?
As a third grader, I'd be like, wow, sick. I get to use that like colossal thing that my dad calls a laptop that I've never used before. But no, I mean, I'd probably be pretty upset.
It's horrible, right? Like, I told my kids, I don't know how long you've been on, but I told my kids, I was like, listen, this is not happening. You guys are having a snow day. You guys can make up your work on Monday. We're not doing this. Go outside, make some snow angels, sled, do all those things. These kids have been through enough.
I think the worst part is it takes away the excitement. Like you say, you find out Wednesday or Thursday night that, you're going to have a snow day. We never, unless it was like the snowstorm of the century, we never found out the night before. It was the excitement of waking up. Yeah. And also people didn't have cell phones, or at least ones that didn't alert you when you had a snow day. So you would watch the local news and just like wait for your school name or school
1,000%
bottom. And then you'd celebrate and you go out sledding. So I just feel like all of that is taken away now.
It's all been taken away.
Year. Yeah.
I don't need the inclement weather emails. Stop. I'll watch the news like everyone else and figure it out. Like you said, with the scroll, with your dishes closed, you raise the arms over the head. Yeah. You get a big giant bowl of cereal. You watch your little cartoon, and then you go outside.
Yeah.
And you're with your friends all day. It's awful. I mean, I can't imagine being a kid growing up in this world. It's just not right. But anyway, the Philadelphia Eagles are in the playoffs. I don't know if you heard, but the Eagles have made the playoffs, and Justin and I are going to get a conversation in a little bit about expectations. I feel like this is a great time to have that conversation because we don't know who the opponent is yet, and like people might change their expectations based on the opponent, which I believe is cheating. So I want to have that conversation now about expectations because
not cheating to do that.
It's cheating.
Wait. What do you mean cheating by who though? Cheating by people?
Yeah, with opinions. I feel like if you have an expectation, you should just keep that expectation. when it comes to who their opponent is. If you're on the side of you feel that you want them to win a playoff round, then why change that opinion because they're playing the Bucks? Because you think they're going to lose?
King of caveats. That's why.
Say again?
I'm the king of caveats.
Yeah, this is true. For me, I feel like that. Like if you feel strongly that the Eagles, if you want them to win a playoff game and you want to hold that expectation, that shouldn't change based on who their opponent is. So I want to ask you right now, because again, we don't know who their opponent will be. We won't know that till Sunday night. So, Devan Caney, what is your expectations for the Philadelphia Eagles entering the playoffs?
Okay, so I don't think it's cheating. So don't yell at me for what I say here.
Devan, I'll never yell at you.
Thank you. That means
Stop it.
So, okay. I had the take, if you had asked me, even like around like the Lions game, even though we won, if someone said to me, which they did many, many times, the Eagles might make the playoffs, I kind of had a pessimistic approach, which is rare for me because I am like the eternal optimistic, hopeless, optimistic Philadelphia sports fan, where I was kind of like, I mean, what's the point? Like, why? We're going to lose in the first round. There's no point. Even if we somehow make the playoffs, which like at that time I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. I've since changed my mind. I think regardless, going to the playoffs, especially for this young team, no matter what happens, is like they need the experience and it's going to be a good experience no matter what happens. That being said, like you just have to look at the facts. Like our defense, for some reason, does not, like, we respect these good quarterbacks and the offenses surrounding them so much to the point where I don't want to face Tom Brady and the Bucs because Jonathan Gannon clearly, like, I don't even want to say makes his game plan around good quarterbacks, but like just doesn't have one. It's like the sit back and has like the reactive passive defense. And I don't think our defense can stop a quarterback like Tom Brady. And we saw that earlier this season where I think like the Rams to me are probably the most promising. I know that's probably not likely, but like that's who I would want to see.
You bring up Jonathan Gannon in the defense, and yeah, I mean it was those when with Brady, Mahomes, Herbert, especially Herbert, they were completing over 80% of their passes. So it would be interesting for me to see Gannon go against one of those quarterbacks again and see what adjustments he's made. Now you bring up the Rams, which that would be a nice opponent, which like you said is not likely because the way Matthew Stafford's turning over the ball. I actually would like to see the Cowboys, to be honest with you, and that's not a Philadelphia-Dallas rivalry thing. I actually think right now the Cowboys are a dumpster fire. And I think the best chance for an Eagles victory, in my opinion, would be Dallas. I think Dallas's offense is struggling big time. I don't know what has happened, but they're struggling. And a lot of it is because of Dak Prescott. He's just not completing the throws. Gallup is out for the year. Prescott's connection with Cooper is just not there. They're having trouble getting CeeDee Lamb the ball, which I don't know how that could ever be an issue. So Dallas is someone I would like to see. I think their defense is not as good as people think. They give up a lot of big plays, which is for Devontae Smith would be a good for him. I would like to see them play Dallas. That's who my opponent would be. But
see,
my
expectations. Sorry. Just really quick. I would rather have them see the Bucs than Dallas. And you know what? I think even though we did lose to the Bucs as well earlier this season, I think I am so scarred. That Dallas game, we've talked about this. Hands down, my least favorite game of the season.
Facts.
We were embarrassed, like hardcore. So the last thing I want to do is go back into Dallas and play them. I agree with you. For some reason, I think I just have PTSD from that. But I think you're right. I think they could beat Dallas in the playoffs. It's going to be hard to tell on Saturday because we don't know who's even going to play. I feel like it's going to be like a preseason game.
Right. And even with Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay is, I believe, the weakest of the opponents. However, the Candyman's played for that team. I'm not saying that man's name 3 times. I'm not doing it. And that's for me why I say absolutely not. I do not want any parts of Tom Brady in a first round playoff game. Like
say his name 3 times, he'll show up and like inject you with whatever Botox he's got in his face.
Right. I don't want any parts of that. That's not for me. But Hey, listen. At the end of the day,
Not
it's
part of the TB12 method.
Yeah, all natural Botox and filler, obviously.
right. His face just doesn't move
Vegan.
anymore. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. I think the Bucks would be the most realistic, but for me, just matchup, I go Cowboys. But we'll see what happens. But it's just exciting to be talking Eagles football and playoffs. I think even as optimistic as I was, Justin was, none of us really saw them making the playoffs this year, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So shifting gears to the Philadelphia 76ers, who have been playing pretty good basketball, I believe 5 in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid is playing absolutely out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I believe even without 25, this is a team that can make an Eastern Conference run. There is one issue though, and it is Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Why are you snickering? This is the problem. People are so mean to Toby. Why'd you snicker like that?
Well, okay. So I just think it's funny how Philadelphia fan we've all known how bad Tobias's contract is. I was about to say Tobias's Harris's. Tobias's contract is. And he didn't really play well. Yeah, Ben Simmons gets a lot of the heat for what happened in the playoffs against the Hawks. And I feel like almost too much credit goes to him for that loss when you look at Tobias's performance throughout a lot of our high pressure games, not just game 7 against the Hawks. And he is not playing nearly well enough. He'll occasionally pop off and have a really good game. And it's okay, he's worth that money. But very rarely do we see that. And I'm laughing because now I feel like it's oh, I talked about this with my friends so long ago, like a hipster, I knew this contract was trash first type thing. And now I'm just glad that everyone else is catching on and realizing that it's just not worth it. He's not doing the thing.
Yeah, it's so many things with him. And you and I are first of all simpatico because I believe what happened with him, he kind of was when you talk about the Atlanta Hawks series, everyone just points at Ben Simmons. And you're absolutely right. He took the bulk of the blame for that. But there were also other things, by the way, the bench was atrocious. Yeah. And they were a huge reason for the loss, pretty much responsible for game 5, blowing that lead, and game 4. Mm-hmm. Also, Tobias Harris in game 7 goes 8 for 24. And out of those 24 shots, I would say 18 to 20 of those shots were just straight bunnies. And he just missed point blank range. Yeah. And it is the contract. The contract as
Justin.
Yeah, busting out the Toby. The contract is an issue. It always has been an issue. However, we can't blame him for that. The money that he got, I'm not turning down $30 million. But because of the Jimmy Butler situation, Sixers were kind of caught holding the bag with, all right, well, you're still here, so here's a contract for you. And last year, he was almost a 50-40-90 guy. He's playing really well. I mean, you could say he's playing above his head, and that's fine. I'm not gonna push back on that. But he's in a major funk. I don't think he was as good as he played last year, but I don't think he's this bad either. But now you're in a situation with him where he did apologize for kind of going after the crowd a little bit. But I wanted to ask you my question was, so where do you stand with the boo? Because we've had a lot of conversation over the past week about booing athletes and, is it effective, is it not effective? I'm kind of from the school of thought that you got to treat each case individually. And if it's not motivating and working for that player, you might want to pick a different tactic. Like for Joel Embiid, for instance, he came out and has said, this works for me. I'm cool with this. Bryce Harper also has been a person that says he understands why the boo and everything like that. And I'm not on the school that fans don't have the right to boo. I believe they do. However, I'm just if it's not working for a guy and you see it's affecting his play, maybe something else should be tried. What do you think?
I think every athlete you just listed who likes the boos or doesn't mind them are true Philly athletes who thrive in this city, and that's why we love them so much. And I just think it's ridiculous because I know for a fact that in other cities they boo, maybe not as much as Philly does, but it's the same thing where, last year, the popcorn incident, which was atrocious, where someone threw popcorn on Russ. Yeah, that was horrible. But then someone spit on someone else in, I forget where it was, maybe Boston. I don't know. And it got no press coverage. I think Philly just gets hammered with these like traditions. And if one boo is heard, it's like Philly boos their crowds. And yeah, I think as an athlete, like that's your job. That's what you signed up for. You know, like if you're not playing well, then I think people have the right to tell you you're not playing well, especially with Tobias's contract. Like these people make so much money. I think they can handle a few boos. It's part of being an athlete and it's part of playing in Philadelphia. And honestly, athletes should be honored to play in a city like Philadelphia where fans care enough to even do that. You know, you could be somewhere else where they don't even fill the arena for most games. So I'm very much, I don't think the crowd should, you know, cater to any one player. Like, oh, guys, it's Tobias. Don't boo. It hurts his feelings. He doesn't like it. It doesn't help him. I just think that's absurd.
It makes him sad. It makes him sad. I saw the single tear on his face as he was coming down the court.
It's like, okay, it's like Jason Kelsey. Like, just play better. Just play better. I promise you the city will love you and they won't boo you. Just play better.
Would you rather play in a city where they boo you because they care, or would you rather play in a city where the fan base is apathetic and doesn't care how you do?
Exactly. 100%. I mean, I think that answer is easy. I think most people would say you want to play in a city where people actually care.
And we can go on for days, weeks, months, and years about the unfair treatment of the Philly fan. Like, real quick, I'm not going on a tangent about this, but if you ever been to LA to Dodger Stadium and seen the buffoonery that takes place out there, and the the violence out there, and all the things that you have to be worried about out there, and things that have happened in that stadium is never even discussed. You know, in New York, anywhere you go, there's going to be something, but it always comes back to Philly and, you know, the Philly fan and all that stuff. But so
I've had the pleasure to work and attend different sporting events for different teams across the whole country. And every single stadium feels the same. Doesn't matter where you're at. Some of it's more intense than others, but you're going to have that at all 32 NFL stadiums, all 31 NHL arenas, all 30 NBA arenas. I don't know.
Who did the Suns take out of the playoffs last year in the Western Conference Finals? Was it the Jazz?
Nuggets, maybe?
The Nuggets. I believe it was a Nugget. I think you're right. There was a brawl There was a brawl in the stands between a Suns player and four Nuggets guys.
Yes, the guy who he held up the
Suns and four.
Yeah.
And that was
a hero. Like if that happened in Philly, it'd be like, oh,
Philly fans
trash, like whatever, and that guy went viral.
Yeah, which is fine. And listen, that is, to me, I don't have a problem with that. Like, he's defending himself, whatever. Like, I don't want to see violence in stands, but it is what it is. I looked at the video, I chuckled. But you're right. If that was in Philly, that would have been talked about for weeks about how terrible Philly fans are.
You know the joke all over social media, whenever you see two fans fighting from different teams, somebody always goes, oh, man, can't believe Eagles fans are wearing that jersey right now.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So to wrap up the sports portion of this, let's go back to the Eagles real quick. Who does your gut tell you the opponent will be?
The Bucks.
No. Yeah, me too.
I sound really excited about that.
No, I'm not at all. I don't want any parts of this because I'm looking at this from not just watching the game, but from a betting perspective. I was hoping to be able to maybe get an Eagles underdog line, but I'm not touching that. I'm not touching the Candyman. No, absolutely not.
I saw a tweet that said if the Eagles have to play the Bucks, they should just bring on Nick Foles for that game and have him sit and stare at Tom Brady, and we'll win.
I'm in. I mean, yeah, I believe you're right. I think it's going to be the Bucks too, and I guess we'll see what happens. But
road trip to Tampa Bay,
I'm in. I could go back to Indian Rock Beach.
Yeah, road trip to Tampa Bay.
Major in. So real quick, Devan, I have an obsession with Succession. I am obsessed with that show now. I don't know if I can give you the credit for it, you turning me onto it, or whoever did. I don't know if someone was talking about my subconscious. I thought it was you, but the show is absolutely sizzling.
It's so good. What season are you on?
Season 2. I'm in season 2. Okay. They're trying to sell. Logan just acquired that huge news company, so I'm right there. But Did you watch Friends at all?
Yeah.
Please tell me that Kendall does not remind you of Ross Geller.
He's like evil Ross Geller.
Yeah, he's like
Ross
a hard.
Geller, yeah, if Ross Geller had like an abusive father,
right,
Ross Geller.
Right. He has Ross Geller vibes. He gives me such Ross Geller vibes. But I think out of all of them, and I'll move on. I know Justin's been waiting to talk to you about the GOT. But
this is the portion of the show that Marcus will be able to take a laugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave after this. No, but I believe the most out of all the kids, Roman, Kendall, Siobhan, and Connor. Siobhan is the most evil of all the kids.
So a lot of people think that, and I think that's why I love that show so much, because everyone is so horrible that you really can't tell who the worst one is. Like, it's not like there's like a good guy. It's not like good versus bad. It's like, okay, who's like the best of the worst? You know?
I want to grab a beer with Roman.
Is a pretty bad person. So for me personally, maybe because I'm a woman, I don't know. I love Siobhan. Her and cousin Greg are my favorites.
Cousin Greg.
I think it's interesting to see like how I loved Siobhan's glow up in season 2, because that's when she really starts to like compete for the throne, if you will. And like she starts dressing, and like I think her turtleneck game was like off the charts that season. Yeah.
Yeah, she's only dressed, and the hair was that was a nice upgrade.
Yeah, like she's all business. So
yeah,
I like her. Actually, really quick, interesting theory I saw on TikTok. And this at least applies for season 3, but I don't think there's going to be a spoiler here for you. Okay. Apparently, because you know how in Succession they're always on their phones, like normal people.
Yeah.
Apparently, Apple will not let bad guys in like movies or TV shows use Apple products. Like that's how you can tell. And I don't know. This was TikTok, but it did have a lot of likes and views, so I don't know if it's legit or not. So apparently, if a character who you can't tell if they're good or bad has an Apple phone, which in Succession, I believe it's cousin Greg, Shiv, and Connor have iPhones, and the rest have Androids. So apparently, if you have like anything other than an Apple product, that means that you're a bad guy, because Apple won't let them use Apple products.
Interesting. I mean, that says a lot about me, because Roman's like my favorite. I want to go out and have a beer with him. I just want to sit around and laugh at him.
He absolutely does not have an iPhone. I like him, but in season 3, he got a bit much for me. He's like always sitting in weird positions and like saying weird things.
Yeah, he has a lot of weird tendencies.
Yeah,
but his one-liner game is elite. Mm-hmm. That's why I think I enjoy him so much. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna give you the credit. Thank you for turning me on to that. But I'm gonna turn it over to Justin now and his Game of Thrones
theory right now. Devan, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
I have an iPhone.
Yeah.
Marcus, you have an iPhone?
Wait,
I don't have a Droid.
Did something come up? I've actually never even Googled it. Is it like legit?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess that makes me the bad, because I have a Droid. So
Marcus is very much anti iPhone. So
anti.
And anytime I get the chance to bring that up, I have to point it out. But Marcus, go ahead, take a lap. We got some things to discuss, because guess what episode I saw last night?
What season are you on?
Just finished season 3 episode.
Oh my god, I knew it. Okay, so I didn't want to say the Red Wedding until I
didn't. I haven't seen the season finale yet, because I had to comprehend everything that I just witnessed. Yeah. But I just got done seeing the Red Wedding. Are
you okay?
See, here's the thing. I had a feeling once they shut the doors, I was like, something not right's gonna happen here. Mm-hmm. But you don't shut and lock the doors during a wedding reception with everybody still inside.
Yeah.
So I had a feeling something bad was going to happen. But I actually thought, because I had heard people say the Red Wedding, this, that. I thought it was going to be the King's wedding. I didn't realize that it was going to be whoever that was. That
Rob's wedding, or no, the brother's wedding.
Yeah, was it his uncle? I think that married her.
It's Caitlyn's brother.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. That did not expect that. So now I have to go and reevaluate who's still alive.
No one.
Yeah, that's the way it seems to be. I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new cast of characters.
That episode that I feel like season 3. I forget what happened in the season 2, like last 2 episodes, but I feel like for the rest of the seasons, anything can happen at any moment in Game of Thrones. That's why it's so good. But the penultimate episode, like the second to last episode, is always when like crazy stuff goes down. So just be prepared.
Yeah. So the end of season 2 ended with Sam seeing the White Walkers.
Oh, right.
He's like tucked against the rock, and they're walking past him. So that's how season 2 ended.
I feel like I'm literally in like Japan right now. This must be like you're in a train in like Japan and people are just talking around you and you have no idea what's going on. Like I kind of picked the red wedding thing. I kind of got because I kind of like the analogous to me was Kill Bill, the wedding scene with that, where like they
never saw.
Have you guys seen Kill Bill?
No, I've actually never seen Kill
Bill. All right, I'm gonna check out.
That
was my contribution.
So now I'm sure I just haven't been revealed enough yet through the course of the storyline, but I'm kind of out on the whole Stannis and the red woman.
Yeah.
I'm out on that. That like whenever I see like they cut to a storyline about them, I usually find myself scrolling through my phone. They just don't keep my attention. I understand that Marcus, by the way, you should see the scene. I believe I forget if it's the end of season 2 or the beginning of season 3. But the woman with red hair gives birth to some kind of shadow demon. That's right up your alley.
Okay, so here's what's happening right now. I'm going to walk you guys through my thought process.
Okay.
Because you guys both now are appealing to my FOMO. I don't like not being included in things. So I think I'm going to have to start watching this because I feel like the kid at the lunch table that brought like the tuna fish and no one wants to sit next to him anymore.
Well, I can tell you this. When we talk to her next week, I'll probably be about halfway through season 4. So you're going to be continuing to miss out. There's 8 seasons, and I'm chugging along. I'm almost halfway through.
Yeah, all right, I think I might have to get back in here, Jen, because I don't like this feeling. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm the new kid on the bus, double backpack, walking down, and no one wants to sit with me. I don't like it.
That's kind of
all right. Well, Justin, to your point, I think I was the same way with that storyline. I just like wasn't feeling it. Honestly, for a while until I grasped like the how big a deal the White Walkers were. I also wasn't all in on Jon Snow's storyline, like up at the wall, and then and like Sam's. But then like that storyline actually became my favorite because you realize like that's like the biggest storyline. But like why I love Game of Thrones is because even these like little moments and like storylines like Stannis, like it all comes together and like ties in like one way or another. So you can still look at your phone, but that storyline kind of sucks now. I agree, but like it comes into play later.
Yeah, and I mean, I had a feeling that the Jon Snow storyline was going to be big because I mean, you're at like this mythical 700-foot wall with these undead creatures. You should probably pay attention to what goes on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just kind of out on that whole storyline with Stannis and all that. I don't know. Maybe it'll come back into fruition. I did inadvertently give myself a mini spoiler, though.
Ooh.
I decided to poke around online, and I should not.
Why?
I opened up. I don't know.
So why would you do that?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was poking around, and I inadvertently gave myself a spoiler. Now, coincidentally, it happened to be a spoiler for the exact episode I was about to watch, so it didn't ruin too much, but I've learned do not.
Yeah, but you actually had to go digging because the show's not even on the air anymore.
Well, I was trying to figure out something about the White Walkers, and I went down.
What did you find out? What were you trying to figure out?
I was trying to figure out. Well, I don't know if I want to say it because I may inadvertently ruin something else for myself later.
Well,
but
I won't.
I was trying to figure out who was the what was it the Night King?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who that was because
What? You can't figure out who that was, and you won't know for like another 4 seasons.
I've learned that. I've learned that.
You now solved that problem.
I solved that problem. But there was who was the commander of the Night Watch?
Lord Mormont.
Yeah, I inadvertently spoiled myself of when he got killed. Coincidentally, like I said, it was on the exact episode when he got killed when I ruined it. So wasn't the end of the world. But I've learned do not scroll ahead. So
do not scroll ahead. Yeah.
Do not scroll ahead. So that's my once we're done here, I'm going to dive into the season finale for season 3. I don't know how I'll feel after that. If I am not, emotionally distraught, I might dive into season 4, episode 1. But by the time we talk next week, I'll probably be season 4, episode 4, 5, 6, somewhere in that range.
All right. Yeah, keep me posted. I forget what happens in the season 3 finale.
Well,
honestly.
they should have to be honest with you, used the red wedding as the end of the season.
So, but I like that they tend to. It's not that nothing happens in the finales. So I'm thinking of season 6. I want to say my favorite episode of all time. I'm so excited for you to get to season 6 because it's
season 6.
It's the best season of television ever made, and
Whoa.
I think the
Whoa.
best episode of television ever made
that's a bold statement.
No, I've heard she's not the first person to mention that. I've heard that as well.
No, it's incredible. They fumbled the bag on the last season, but season 6 is a masterpiece. And I want to say the last 3 episodes of season 6 are just what is happening? Crazy stuff is happening all the time. But I like that they do it's usually the most depressing, upsetting episode is the penultimate one, and then the finale is usually something that's still big and epic, but less everyone getting murdered at a wedding.
That's kind of become I feel a trick of TV of the past 10 years, where it used to be the finale was everything happens, but now I feel like a lot of TV shows are doing the episode before the finale is when you get the big thing. And then
I think Game of Thrones started that. I literally think that episode of when Ned Stark dies at the end of season 1. Sorry, spoiler alert. If anyone hasn't watched it, that's on you.
it's on me.
I think that it changed the way people made TV, where it was the first show where anything could happen, and they could do these dramatic episodes before the finale. And then I feel that's we see it time and time again now. Other shows are doing that because it keeps it interesting. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, obviously are important.
I wish that Sean Bean would not die early in a movie for once. It always feels like he's getting the short end of the stick.
He is, yeah.
But I mean, is there 7 or 8 seasons in the show?
I want to say 8, but it's 7, but I feel they split it up, and I should know this. I'm Googling it right now.
Multiple people have told me the first 6 seasons are where the meat and the potatoes of the show is, and then after the season finale of season 6, it slowly starts to go downwards, and then obviously anybody that didn't live under a rock. Now, I did live under a rock, but even I knew that the last season had a huge backlash against it.
Yeah. So there's 8.
I heard about that too. I heard about the I saw it on Twitter, people freaking out about the last episode and how bad it was.
Well, it's because we have all these storylines and Justin, I don't know if this Jon Snow, there's so much mystery behind who he really is and the White Walkers and all these backstories that there's so many characters who kind of disappear and then reappear in the later seasons, and there are just certain storylines that they don't clear up really. But it's because George R.R. Martin hasn't finished the series, so the writers were kind of on their own for that last season, and clearly they didn't know what to do.
That's wild.
There are 8 seasons, but 7 and 8 are shorter. It's longer episodes, but less episodes.
Less episodes. Yeah, I'm really grooving on the 10 episodes, 1 hour long.
Yeah.
Did you watch Boardwalk Empire?
No, I never. I know what it is, of course, but I never watched it.
Yeah, so the first 3 seasons of that show were awesome. Then about halfway through season 4, they got real weird and went from being 52, 53, 55 minutes to less episodes, but each episode was an hour, hour and 15, hour and 30, hour and 40, to where each episode of the last 2 seasons were watching a movie.
Yeah. Well, that's how Game of Thrones, it's already essentially a movie every episode, just in terms of production quality. But it's a full commitment. I brought this up, I think the last time I was on, society peaked when we were all live watching that last few seasons of Game of Thrones. I feel there hasn't been a show since then where everyone sits down on their couch and turns on HBO and watches Game of Thrones for a full hour or 2 and live tweets it. And I miss that. We need a new show like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a dying breed of television for sure.
Yeah.
So listen,
I have the attention span of a sponge. So if they're too long, I'll definitely have to go back and rewatch it 2 or 3 times just to grasp what's going on.
So next week we have something awesome planned in the future with you, Devan. We're excited about. So we did this game show a couple years ago. We just brought back. It's called Hate It or Love It. Hate It or Love It is very simple. You have 2 options: either you hate it or you love it. It's going to be concerning just to come up topics for us from pop culture to sports. It could be anything, and you have to decide if you hate it or you love it. So we're going to bring that to you next week. All right. So come armed with opinions, which I already know you will.
I got the first one for you guys right now. You ready?
Oh, a preview?
Preview.
Ooh, I'm excited. All right. Oh, come on.
Hate it.
That's mean. No, I don't want to do this.
All right, I'll give you.
That's mean. I don't want to pick on Toby.
I'll give you a real preview.
Okay.
BMW's unveiling color-changing cars, so you won't have to get stuck with one shade of paint for your car. Depending on the weather, you'll have different shades for different climates.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you get to pick the color tones, or is this like you have to go by their mercy?
Go by their mercy.
Hate it.
Just it's unnecessary. Who cares? Just buy a black car and be done with it.
Exactly.
I think it would be, if I could pick the colors, it would be pretty cool to be like at night, like at nighttime, it looks a certain way.
Marcus, all you would choose is different shades of black.
It's not true.
I mean, I would too.
Talked about this the other day when we were discussing cars.
I would choose other colors. I would go like weird purple.
Oh man.
I would do some things. I would have some fun with it. But black is just classic. I mean, you can't go wrong with a black car.
No, black on black everything.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. All right, Devan. It's been a joy and a pleasure as usual. That was a little sample of Hate It Love, but next week we're going to the real thing.
All right.
And we'll have a lot of Eagles to talk about also.
Yes, we will. Thanks for having me on as always. And keep watching your HBO shows. Can't wait to nerd out again.
All right.
Devin, were you a Lord of the Rings fan?
So yes and no. Like I never read all the books. Like I was never super into it, but I watched all the movies multiple times.
So do you remember when the 3rd movie came out, how big it was?
Yes.
Okay. So before we usually come on here and melt everybody's brains with nonsense, I'll come up with a bunch of different facts for the day. And about 2 weeks ago, we had the theatrical release of the 3rd movie, Return of the King.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus does not really recall that at all.
I mean, it's. I was young. Like it's definitely not. Like I remember the Harry Potter releases a lot more than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too.
They meant more to like they were more in my age range.
Gotcha.
Which, by the way, the Harry Potter reunion. Oh my gosh! If you're a Harry Potter fan, it'll make you cry. It's so good.
I've heard that. I have not seen it, but I have heard that.
All right.
No, this has been some big pop protector talk.
I feel like I need to let you guys get back to talking about sports now. So,
all right, Devan.
Bye.
Devan Caney, joining as usual. Yo, by the way, I know you're an Ozarks guy, right?
I am.
Have you seen the trailer?
Have not.
The trailer is out. Season 4 is January 21st.
I knew it was coming out the 21st.
Trailer looks lit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm a little concerned about Ruth. We must protect Ruth at all costs. I'm very concerned about her future. I think she's on a treacherous path.
I'm gonna have to go back because I don't really recall very much because it's been so long.
So she's split with Marty. They're not working together anymore.
Spoilers out, or we don't care right now.
No, that's not a spoiler. That happened last year.
I know, but I'm saying for people that hasn't watched it,
Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel like Devan said, like if you haven't watched it by now, shame on you. We're in season 3. This is not like a.
So the very last scene when they when the what's her name dies. What's her name?
I don't remember her name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the advisor,
the attorney.
Yeah. Yep.
What are they going to do? Like. That almost seemed like, obviously you knew they were going to come out with a season 4, but that almost seemed like a show-ending character to kill off.
Yeah,
like
I liked her character a lot.
Me too.
So that was a wow moment, definitely how that unfolded.
And then boom, credits.
Yeah. So I mean, they've done an amazing job with that show of kind of giving you, for like the Breaking Bad people, give them that, like that whetting their appetite, but not being exactly like that and doing things a little bit differently. Like really for me, the wife is Walter White in this. Like she's the Walter White.
Yes. Like
she's the one that she kind of wanted nothing to do with this, but now she's all in. Morty's kind of like, he's still looking for an exit plan, but I think she's still like, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. But Ruth is my favorite character by far. I love Ruth. So like I said, I'm concerned.
We both know you're a Breaking Bad guy. I'm a Breaking Bad guy. We've discussed
Facts.
it. You're an Ozark guy. I'm an Ozark guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's Marty's wife's name? I just can't remember.
Wendy. Is it Wendy?
Yes, Wendy.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would much rather have Wendy Bird on my side than Skylar White.
Skylar White was one of the most infuriating characters in television history.
Fact.
Absolutely infuriating.
Fact.
Like she drove me nuts. Like absolutely crazy. Like the way they had her play, like it's one of those things where like, you know, I say that, but like it was an entertaining character because that infuriation, that what draws you in. You got to have a character like that. But her the way she was just, oh man, she drove me crazy. Especially last season, she was unbearable. But yeah, I'm excited it's back. That's going to be good. But
ungrateful biatch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how. Because like I empathize with Walter because Walter is so many different people who didn't get a chance to live his dream out and do what he wanted to do, settled for a job that he was way overqualified for, watches his friends go out and make his company into like this $1 billion conglomerate, and he just sitting on the outside with his cancer and like all of these terrible things happening.
You with these badass high school kids,
right, and like you know, he could have been part of that. So I empathize with Walter big time. And then you have the Hank situation where Hank is the cool uncle. He's the DEA agent. Your own son, Walter Jr., looks up to him as a real man, and you're not a real man in your own house. It was just all of that. Like it was, like I said, I understood why. That's why the title is so genius, Breaking Bad, because that's what he decided to do. Because it was like, you know what? F it. I'm not going to get the respect I deserve in my home. Like I can't pay the bills. You know what? Here we go. Let's get weird. But yeah. Anyway, let's take a break.
Let's pay some bills.
And on the other side, we're gonna get into expectations with the Eagles.
And we also got NFL picks.
Yes.
Our last NFL pick'em for the regular season.
Yeah. Yep.
And we also have
including a giant game for your boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a giant game for Mr. Herbert.
Oh yeah, yes.
Big time game.
Yes. And the aforementioned hate it or love it as well.
Yes. Brad Memory in the morning, Marcus Brown, Justin Emery. We're right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco is just around the corner in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering delicious fish tacos, a California burrito stuffed with guac, steak, fries, and chipotle mayo, plus sweet, crispy churros. District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location and come back for more. Get 10% off your first in-app order with promo code BREMI10. Always fresh, always Mexican, District Taco.
Relationships can be tough, and finding that special someone can be even tougher. So when it's time to make a decision on what to do with the ring, you don't want to have that be tough too, right? Hi, I'm Marcus Brown. I want to talk to you guys, my friends at Van's Jewelers, located at 13 South York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Back in 2017, when I decided to get engaged, there was only one choice for me. Going into Van's Jewelers, I was quite nervous, but they put me at ease right away with their friendly staff and their easy selection. They have selections for any budget. Rings, watches, chains, earrings, you name it, they got it. They also offer free ultrasonic cleaning and stone checks on any ring. Van's Jewelers also provides cleanings while you wait every Tuesday through Friday. What else do you want? You can't beat it. Go see my friends at Van's Jewelers, located again at the heart of Hatboro, 13 South York Road.
Justin here. Let me tell you about my friends over at Beef Jerky Outlet. A family-owned business, Sharon and Michael have the best jerky around. They have a huge selection to choose from, but always make sure to try my personal favorite, the Honey Barbecue Turkey Jerky. Don't think they only have jerky for sale. They also have the best supply of sauces, marinades, and rubs for all of your new recipes. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway, right by Oxford Valley Mall, head on over there, go in and say, yo, Justin sent me.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, and taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits. But it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years.
Hits.
Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny...
And everything in between.
See,
it's the opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby. We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Brad Emery in the morning. Marques Brown, Justin Emery.
Yo, January 7th. We actually got a couple of big things that happened on today. Let's see. We'll start with 1950. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the song, debuts at number 1 on U.S. pop charts.
Are you pro Rudolph or anti Rudolph?
I guess I'm pro. Like, here's the thing: is I'm not anti, so I guess if I'm not anti by default, I'm pro.
I have a caveat.
Okay.
If you're going to do the song, it needs to start the right way. There is Dasher and Dancer. And you need to start. You need to name everybody else, and then you get into Rudolph, or I don't want to hear it.
You can't just pick and choose when you start a song. You know,
Facts.
You gotta if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it properly.
It's like starting More Money, More Problems with Diddy's verse. Like, what about Mace?
Yeah,
Mace is first.
1953, President Truman announces the U.S. has developed the hydrogen bomb, better known as the H bomb.
Yes.
1927, sports. I'm assuming, judging by when you hit the league back in the 60s, that you really looked up to this as one of the foundational pieces to develop your game early in the NBA. But there's still a major attraction today. 1927, the Harlem Globetrotters play their first game.
Yeah.
You ever seen them?
Live?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you? Is it as cool as it looks?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably a little too young to appreciate it. Like, I went when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the stuff they're able to pull off on the fly is just unbelievable. Like,
these dudes are legitimate basketball players. Like, they can.
Yeah. Like, I was more impressed by, like, the dribbling was cool, obviously, but like, I was much more impressed by their shot making ability. Like, their shot making ability is unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah, and I've never seen them live. I've seen them on TV a whole lot, but they're definitely, I feel like, something that I should add to my bucket list to go see.
Yeah, agreed. Everyone should see. If you're a hoops fan or sports fan, everyone should see the Globetrotters at least once live.
1999, President Clinton's impeachment trial begins. Off of the, spurned upon the show that we just talked about.
Yeah. Well, they did such a great job on that. I mean, I love those. We talked about that before, so I'm not going to get into it too deep. But like, the American crime stories have been awesome. FX is doing.
Is the Clinton one over? Did they do all that? It is.
Yeah. It ended. Yeah, I DVR'd it, so I had to catch up. But it's been over now for a couple months. But yeah, they did an amazing job.
All right, and then January 7th, 1789. You want to take a guess at what it is?
I have no idea.
The first presidential election, George Washington is elected the president of the United States.
Wow. Okay.
Not to be confused with a bunch of red hat people being a bunch of jackasses last year on January 6th.
Yes, not to be confused with that at all.
Not to be confused with that at all.
So we briefly touched on this with Devan, but I want to get into it with you because I want to hear your thoughts on this, because the reason why, like, when I use the term cheating loosely, it's not like if you want to change your opinion You always have the right to change your opinion. That's not what I'm saying. And
sometimes through the course of the show and talking with you, I change my opinion.
Yeah, and that's like intelligent people adapt.
We're changing everything.
Intelligent people adapt. That's a sign of intelligence, is being able to adapt to new information. Now, way I'm looking at this is I feel when it comes to this particular scenario, I don't want any adjustments. If you have the expectation the Eagles, they should win a playoff game they should win a playoff game this week, this round. You would like to see them win a playoff game. You shouldn't change that based on their opponents. Because, listen, as freaked out as I am that if to play Tom Brady in the first round of the playoffs, stranger things have happened. And Tampa Bay is not the Tampa Bay we saw weeks ago. They're just not. And one thing we do know about Brady, and it'll be interesting too with Jonathan Gannon, what kind of plan he comes with it, because the MO on Brady, you got to hit him, you got to get to him, you got to disrupt him, you got to get him off the spot, all that stuff. And the receivers, like Godwin's out for the year, Antonio Brown's gone, Mike Evans is playing hurt, Scotty Miller is out. I believe he's out for the year. So they really are on fumes. They pretty much are going to have to, like, if this is me, they're going to have to change their offense more to the Patriots' 2 tight end sets when they had, Hernandez and Gronkowski, with Gronkowski and Howard. That's why I can kind of see them being expected, maybe trying to work the middle of the field. But the offense they were running, I don't think that's going to work going forward because of the pieces that they have. So, listen, stranger things have happened. So I just want to hear from you. Like, what are your expectations? What now the fact that this is a team that no one thought was going to get to the playoffs. We didn't think that at all. You didn't think that. I didn't think that. We kind of threw on the lines of them being competitive in December, which they were, and they overachieved in December to get to the playoffs. So now they're here. So what are your expectations for next week?
Well, I have to put a caveat on it because it does depend on who they play. And the only team that I'm really worried about, and you're playing with house money right now, so the term worry isn't the appropriate word to use because you're already above where you thought you would be. But the team that I'm most concerned about is Arizona. And that's because I don't think that they can stop a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray at all whatsoever. So let's lay out all the scenarios. Say they play the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not worried about them. You're never worried about a division opponent in the playoffs. You've already played them twice across the course of the year. I have no problem drawing the Dallas Cowboys.
And the Eagles are a much better team than they were when they played them in Dallas. And their offense is a much different offense. Also, it gives me comfort the way the Cowboys are playing offense now. That's where I'm coming from, right? Like, they're not the juggernaut that we've watched for the first 6 weeks of the season. They haven't been that in a very long time. So I'm not worried about their offense either.
No, not at all. None whatsoever. I'm not worried about the Cowboys. And this game tomorrow is absolutely useless, meaningless. Right. Doesn't matter if the Eagles win 50-0. Doesn't matter if the Cowboys win 50-0. Tomorrow's game, take absolutely nothing from it. So, can they beat Dallas in Dallas? Yes, because they're going on the road wherever they go. So can they beat Dallas in Dallas? I think the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
Now, it's not will they, it's can they.
Yes.
Can they win that? Yes, they can. Next up, you have if they have to go to Tampa Bay. Can they win in Tampa Bay? Like you said, do you want to play the GOAT? You don't want to play the GOAT. But if you were to play the GOAT, now's a good time to play the GOAT. Defense is not what it was last year. Still really good.
No.
Not what it was last year. Not even what it was earlier this season.
You can move the ball in that defense.
Yes. Especially with your maulers up front. You got maulers up on that offense.
Here's the biggest. Here's the big. Let me see if you follow me on this. Here's the biggest concern for me for that game is I am concerned the Eagles being a slow starting team.
Yes, that's a concern against.
That concern. Yeah, but I feel like even more against Tampa Bay. I'm more concerned about being down 14-0 in the first 5 minutes of the game, and that just being it.
Yes. However, let me give you the other side to that is don't forget that just last week going into the fourth quarter, Tampa Bay was down 24-10 to the Jets, and they started off slow. So it's not like Tampa Bay's out here doing what the Chiefs did, 28-0 going in.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point.
Especially now, no AB, no Godwin. Evans is banged up. Like you said, Scotty Miller. That's his name.
Scotty Miller. Yep.
Scotty Miller.
I think he's out for the year.
Yeah. So this is Gronkowski.
And he was a big part of what they did last year.
Yeah. Gronk's a year older.
Yep.
Who's the other? Howard, right?
OJ Howard.
Yeah. This is if you were to. There's a lot of turmoil there right now. If you're going to see the GOAT, now is when you want to see the GOAT. I understand you don't want to see him, period. But if you were, see him now. He gets stronger. The more souls he takes in the playoffs, the stronger he gets.
Yeah.
You got to end it now if you're going to do that. And then say you go to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Not worried about LA. Not worried about LA. They got a lot of star power. Got a lot of big names over there. Go back and look at Sean McVay's record against the Eagles as he's the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Not worried. Now, do they have potential to blow you out? Of course they do. They have superstar talent all across that defense. They have Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller. Go to the offensive side. They got Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham.
They're loaded.
Yeah, they're stacked across the whole roster. Doesn't mean you can't beat them, though.
Right.
Now, here's the thing that I am worried about.
Okay.
You have to go to Arizona and deal with a mobile Kyler Murray. This defensive line already doesn't get pressure on statues.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to get pressure on a Ferrari back there?
Yeah.
Because this isn't, Aaron Rodgers is quick and he can get out of it. No. This isn't even Jalen Hurts is quick and get out of it. No. This is a Ferrari back there. This is the fastest quarterback not named Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
So that's what I'm more concerned with than anything. Is going into Arizona and having to play against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals in the first round. But now I understand that this won't happen. But if they were coming to Philadelphia, wouldn't be as concerned.
Right.
I tell you, those quick twitch muscles in Murray's legs are not going to feel as nice outdoors at Lincoln Financial Field.
Although
in the desert, in the dome, different story. That's the team that I'm least looking forward to playing.
However, it is the aspect of the Cliff Kingsbury late season collapses, which they've lost 3 out of the last 4. They did beat Dallas, but the idea of matching up against him with all that pressure. But I'm with you. Like I don't want them having to chase around Kyler Murray all game. I don't. Now, I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins will be back by then. That's still kind of up in the air. What's going on with him? But that offense, another offense that hasn't been the same since probably Hopkins was out. But I agree. They could be a dangerous opponent. I think, like I said, for me, it's Dallas. That's what I want to see the most. But I just wanted to get your expectations. My expectations are, and this goes against everything that I am as a competitor and a person. Like obviously, I'm gonna be rooting for them, but I'm kind of just happy to be there. I'm just kind of happy to be invited. It's like the kid that didn't know he's gonna be invited to the party gets invited to the party. And you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna happy to stand back here with my drink in the corner and just observe everything. Like I'm happy to be included in the group. This isn't a make or break it for this team at all by any stretch. And they should be. I don't want them going in with this attitude. Like obviously you should be going there looking to win the game. But me as a fan, to be a part of Wild Card Weekend after the mess we dealt with, a year ago leading into this year.
I mean, you don't even have to go just a year ago. Think about how distraught we were when we did the show following the Raiders game.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I was joking about how we should leave Sirianni in the desert and give me his plane ticket back.
Right.
So you don't even have to go that. Go back 60 days. You don't even have to go back to last year.
Right.
So I mean, just like you said, I'm happy to be here. Don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. I will express this. If the Eagles win that first playoff game, you know what I'm going to come on here and say. We going to LA.
I mean, listen, one can dream, right? If you go out there and you take out the GOAT in round 1, What else is there to be afraid of?
What if you can finesse your way into the 6th seed, the 7th seed wins, and you don't have to go to Green Bay?
Right.
But now here's the thing: Green Bay, I am worried about like that. Aaron Rodgers is playing on a different level right now. Okay.
He's gonna. I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need to see it. Listen, I'm not poo-pooing Aaron Rodgers. You're absolutely right. He's again walking his way to his 2nd straight MVP. However, I'm gonna need to see it in January. I'm gonna need to see it now. I'm gonna need to see you finish the job. We talked about this before. I am not as worried as most about a good team going to Lambeau. I think if you're a Ram, even though you lost there a couple weeks ago, if you're a Rams, if you're a Tampa Bay, if you're a team worth anything, I don't know that you're afraid to go to Lambeau and face Rodgers based on the history of Lambeau in January over the past 20 years.
I'm not trying to see Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. I'm not trying to see Aaron Rodgers in Philadelphia. I'm not trying to see Aaron Rodgers at Costco. And what I'm really trying to do is not be within 6 feet of Aaron Rodgers if he doesn't have a mask on. But
fair.
I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers anywhere.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is. I feel like he's trying really hard to not make it this way, but I feel it's a lot of pressure on him to finish the job this year. Because at the end of the day, if once again they have home field advantage again, and they don't get it done again, what else? What is there to be said? What is there to be said? Like I believe personally, as you know, Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback that I personally have ever seen with my 2 eyes. I've never seen a more complete product as a quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I think that's fair to say that from every aspect. His mobility, his decision making, the way he throws the football, his arm strength. He's elite in every area. And usually you have
very well could be the best quarterback ever.
Yeah, with a quarterback
don't mistake Brady and his accomplishments. Brady, obviously the most accomplished quarterback.
Right.
That's not up for debate.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers very well could be the best.
Yeah, and you know when you had Brett Favre has a lot of the tools that Aaron Rodgers had. However, the one big difference is Brett Favre was a turnover machine. Aaron Rodgers is not. Aaron Rodgers has all of those skills, but doesn't turn the ball over and doesn't make bad decisions with the football. So, yeah, all of that said, but however, there's a big however. If he doesn't get it done this year, get to the Super Bowl, what is that? What can you really say? What is the excuse as of why? Like what is it? Like, you got the running game. The running game's there. The defense is there. Home field advantage. What is there really to say if he doesn't go to the Super Bowl this year? Nothing. You can't make any excuses.
Well, obviously it depends what happens. So say hypothetically they go out there and the Packers score 40 points and they lose 40-43. Well, you're not going to kill Aaron Rodgers because his defense gave up 43 points when he scored 40. So it really depends on what the outcome of the game is. But the only thing that I guess you could even, like I said, you can't determine what's going to happen during the game. But do you like Matt LaFleur? I don't.
I think he's done a good job over there. Like not giving Aaron Rodgers the ball on 4th down against Tampa Bay and letting Tampa Bay get the ball back and the GOAT blew out the clock was pretty stupid. But other than that, I think that Matt LaFleur's done a good job over there. I think he's better than Mike McCarthy. Look at Mike McCarthy did Sunday.
Mike McCarthy's a bum.
He's a fool. Look what he did on Sunday. He single-handedly cost him that football game. I mean, thank you, Mike McCarthy. You made me a lot of money, but single-handedly cost him that football. That was a fumble. I didn't believe that was a fumble live, but I saw the replay and I was like, oh, that was definitely a fumble. And you didn't have a timeout because you burnt it. And now look at you. And it's the clock management, all the stuff with McCarthy. But I think LaFleur's done a pretty good job over there. We'll see what comes to Rodgers. It's always more exciting when your team is involved in the playoffs. No matter if you think they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl or not, it's always more exciting. I hope the Eagles play Sunday, so I get to enjoy Saturday, have a pain-free Saturday, enjoy the other games, and then have them play on like a Sunday afternoon type of game. If they play Tampa Bay, I'm sure it's going to be Sunday afternoon. It'll probably be Sunday at 4 if they play Tampa Bay.
NFC, I believe the NFC is the first game.
Yeah, on Saturday.
On Saturday.
But they're not going to. The GOAT's not playing the first game on Saturday. They're going to have the GOAT play Sunday. The defending champions go Sunday at 4. Sunday at 4 will be his game. Or they might, or here's another one I'll throw out for you. This will be the first year ever there's going to be a Monday Night Football playoff game. So maybe we'll give the GOAT that privilege.
I mean, the GOAT's going to get the inside track.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As he should.
I'm not saying he shouldn't.
As he should. Yeah, definitely.
Whoever plays against the GOAT is also going to have the inside track.
Yeah, just true. That's true. I mean, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. Like I'm really excited for next week to start breaking down whoever the Eagles are playing and really diving in some playoff football because we didn't know we were going to be here, but here we are. But let's get into these picks.
Yeah, I'm pulling them up now. So I was attending to my phone during the show, which I know I should never do, but I was doing it anyway.
No, you're fine. That happens.
So obviously, as usual, we will save the Eagles pick for last, mostly because it doesn't matter. But we got the first one. We only have a few games that actually matter for the playoffs this week. But the first one, Saturday, 4:30, Chiefs at Broncos.
The Broncos.
11.
I mean, do the Chiefs, if they win this game, are they going to be number 1 seed? Do we have that information? If they just win the game?
No, Chiefs have to win and Titans have to lose.
Okay, so the Chiefs are going to be playing hard. They should beat the doors off the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they cover.
Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs are one of the few teams that have something to actually play for this week. And if you give Mahomes motivation against a team that's unmotivated, he should blow the doors off them.
Yes, absolutely.
Secondly, you got Bears at Vikings. Vikings -6, but game doesn't matter to either team.
The Bears -6?
No,
the Vikings are -6. Is Kirk Cousins back?
I would assume so based off the line.
What a weird season the Vikings have had. I mean, it's just strange what's happened to them. And I mean, the Cousins thing obviously hurt them, but they've been a team that I believe probably 15 to 17 of their games were under a touchdown. They lost by, and games they won by. So they're definitely a better team than the Bears. I think the Bears are starting Justin Fields this week, but the Bears are terrible. So the Vikings should win that game, and the Vikings should cover.
The Battle of Ohio, Bengals at Browns.
Joe Exotic.
Is he playing?
Huh?
Is he playing? The game doesn't matter for the Bengals seeding, and he got banged up last week. You think?
Right? No, he probably not gonna play. I love saying Joe.
Okay.
I was getting excited whenever we talk Bengals football.
Another reason why I assume that he's not playing is the Browns are favored by 6 with no Baker Mayfield. Browns aren't going to be favored by 6 with no Baker Mayfield unless if Joe Burrow is playing.
I can't wait to see the Bengals in the playoffs and see how they perform and see Burrow in the playoffs. That's gonna be fun. The Browns, it's been a mess for them this year, as we've covered and talked about. So this is, again, like you said, this doesn't matter. I mean, I would just probably stay away from this game. But if you have to pick a side, I would just pick the Bengals because even though you're right, Burrow's probably not playing. The Browns are a mess, and they I don't see them coming out there and playing hard on Sunday or Saturday.
No. Packers at Lions.
I'm in the Lions on this one. You're probably no Rodgers or any of the major players for them. I'm sure Dan Campbell's going to have the guys all lathered up for that last game to go out with a bang. So I think the Lions are going to win that game.
You could take them. You could take them at +138 on the money line.
I will. Yeah.
Another game that actually matters, and the line's 15, so you know where this is going. Colts at Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, the Colts will win this game. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So they should. I mean, they should win this game going away. 15 is a lot of points. I might think about going +15 on that to make it interesting because 15 is. I mean, I know the Jaguars got slapped inside the head 50-10, the Patriots, but how often do you get slapped like that 2 weeks in a row? I mean, these guys have pride. They're not. I mean, they know for them this is the closest they're going to come to a playoff game. So I expect them to play hard. So I would think about going plus 15 on that.
So I wouldn't touch plus 15. I would wait to see if it goes up to plus 17 and goes through, or 17 and a half, and goes through the key number of 17, because it's already gone through the key number of 13 and a half and through the key number of 14. So you're not getting any real value right now at it at 15. So I would wait to see if people pound the Colts at minus 15 and see if you can get the Jaguars at like plus 16 and a half, plus 17, plus 17 and a half.
Gotcha.
So, but the Colts are going to blow the doors off the Jags. So
they should. They definitely should. This shouldn't be a sweater.
Steelers at Ravens.
Big Ben's last game in the NFL. Got the last home win. Lamar Jackson's back this week. Well, Pittsburgh's had such a
the winner of this, I believe. If the winner of this game makes the playoffs if the Colts lose.
Yes. And the Colts play at 4?
They all play at 1.
They all play at 1. Okay.
They're all playing at the same time.
Okay. I would like to have the Colts game at 4, just so they just
No. The reason why they do that is to make the teams have to play through the game. Because hypothetically, if one of them played at 1, the other one played at 4, if you already know you're in the playoffs,
No. I mean, if you did the Ravens Steelers at 1 and the Colts at 4, so the Ravens and Steelers have to fight it out regardless because the Colts haven't started yet.
Well, or just make them play all at the same time. I mean,
but then you're scoreboard watching though, because especially a game like this, because
who the hell
Colts go up 21-0.
Who the hell's would give the Jaguars a home 4:30 start?
I mean, you can do a 4 o'clock, 4 or 5.
Well, who's
I'm not going to be America's game of the week, but a 4 o'clock start.
Jaguars are all
because you're going to be looking at the scoreboard. If the Colts go up 21-0, you're shutting it down. But anyway, I go Ravens at home. Steelers have such a hard time scoring points. I would like to see if TJ Watt can break Strahan's record. That'll be fun to see if that happens. But other than that, I mean, I think the Ravens win the game. I think they're just a better team, especially Lamar's back now. But neither one of these teams probably make the playoffs. But
no, I still think, like you said, I think the Ravens are going to win because they're a better team. But
yeah,
game that has more big time implications in the AFC: Titans at Texans. Titans win, they hold on to the top seed regardless of what else happens.
Which is comfortable if you're any other team.
And the King has returned.
Yeah,
they've activated Derrick Henry. He has been at practice the last 2 days.
If you're any other team, though, are you really scared to go to Tennessee, though? Like, if you're the Chiefs, anybody, like this is a dream. Like, if you can't get the number 1 seed, this is a dream scenario for a team to be like, okay, I can go to Tennessee and win there. That's not a problem.
No, the only thing you got to worry about, you can come out of Tennessee with both the win and COVID, so be careful.
Yeah. Go at your own risk.
NFC East Toilet Bowl game, Washington at New York Giants.
Ew, gross. This is a betting degenerate game, but I think Washington's just obviously a better football team, so I go Washington.
Panthers at Buccaneers.
To make it interesting, I'll go Panthers because the Bucs really have nothing to play for either.
Playing for seeding.
Oh, right. They're playing for seeding. No, yeah, you're right. Right. How far can they fall? 4?
4.
They
right
can fall
now they're
4?
2. They can fall to 4.
If they lose, they fall to 4. So then, yeah, Bucs going away.
Patriots, Dolphins. Patriots have something to play for.
Can the Dolphins still get in the playoffs? Is there a scenario for them?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Patriots.
And right now the Dolphins are,
and hopefully for the Eagles' sake, hopefully Patriots.
Depending on how it shakes out, that Dolphins pick could become top 10 this weekend.
Yeah. So hopefully Patriots.
Another game that's very important for the Eagles: Saints at Falcons.
Falcons. Go Falcons.
Going Falcons?
Yeah.
Saints are favored.
Still go Falcons. The Saints. I don't know how you can favor them in anything anymore.
I don't know.
And they're not a good football team at all. They're just not.
But Matt Ryan getting a taunting penalty last week.
Yeah, wild.
Another blowout game of the week, and one team has something to play for. Your Fighting Wilsons at Buffalo.
Zach Wilson looked a lot better the last couple weeks. Still not where we need to be, but looked a lot better. But Buffalo, Buffalo has something to play for. You're in Buffalo, Bills Mafia. Bills gonna do their thing.
Seahawks, Cardinals.
The Cardinals right now are what? Are they a 3 or 4?
They're 5.
They're a 5 seed.
Right now, the Rams have the division.
Okay. So I believe the Cardinals win.
49ers, Rams.
This is an interesting one because this is a big time seeding game. Big seed talk.
Growing flowers out here from seeds.
Where is this game being played?
LA.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not really a great home field advantage. I'm going to go with the Niners. I actually like the 49ers are a scary proposition, I think, for anybody. They just play really, really good defense. They don't make a lot of mistakes, and they're always just in football games. They're tough. They're going to be a tough out, whoever has to deal with them.
And then Sunday Night Football, we got my guy, Justin Herbert. He's going to Vegas.
Huge game.
Playing the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium just south of Mandalay Bay.
This is a huge game. Are the Chargers still -3, or did the line move at all?
Now they're -3.
I like the Chargers to cover.
I like the Chargers to get the dub straight up.
Yeah, I would take that -3. I think as good the Vegas Raiders have a great showing, especially all the adversity they faced this year. But I just feel like they don't have anything left.
I'm going to call into Vegas Sports Radio and make fun of them later.
Chargers will win by a touchdown.
Then final game, Cowboys Eagles tomorrow. Cowboys -4.5.
I'll take the Birds. I'll take a Minshew showing. Minshew's going to be out there balling.
Outright?
Outright. I'm going money line Birds.
170.
I think they get 10 wins.
You know
I mean,
what?
why not? Why would you for me, I look at this weekend, if you're going to bet it, just have some fun with it. Just do a $25 wild parlay and just see what happens. Because you can get, this is a great week to get those weird upsets over good teams, stuff like that, because you don't know who's playing, who's not playing. You can catch somebody.
Yeah, you know what's the craziest thing to me?
What's that?
And we'll get into this more on Monday because the game's on Monday. The college championship game.
Yeah.
Alabama's plus money on the money line. Still.
People aren't believing in the Bama.
Do they not like money?
People aren't believing in the Bama. I would the Bama is that's the Candyman in college. Candyman Jr. Candyman College.
Nick Saban has a deal with the college football gods and the Devils. He's playing both sides.
He's playing both sides of the fence.
I'm going to be definitely taking a substantial stake on Alabama money line.
I might end up on my parlay. I might add that on my NFL parlay.
Plus 125 right now.
Yeah, you don't get to see Alabama plus money a lot.
The last time they did, I pounded it, and I had a very lucrative week.
Love it.
I'll have to get the Illuminati's take on that this weekend.
Okay, yeah.
I know what he's going to say,
yeah.
but I'm going to ask him anyway.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. Anything going on for this weekend? Saturday. We're gonna be Saturday.
We're gonna be throwing down tailgate.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited.
We'll be at the 4th and John tailgate.
My first tailgate ever.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It's just never it's just something that's never interests me. It just hasn't. I just for me, like I said, football to me is a home experience, and I just prefer to be home. But the way you described it on, I believe it was Wednesday, makes a lot of sense. Just show up, get your tailgate on, and get out of there, what I plan on doing.
I think I sent you a video of the DJ last time.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited, and also too, it's gonna be cool because I don't get to do things like this a lot anymore. So I'm excited to get out of the house and just rage for a couple hours.
You think should we have the tequila flowing?
We can do that. I'm actually gonna swing by Evil Marcus's house because he owes me a bottle. So I'm knocking on the door like, "Yo, Evil Marcus."
Oh yeah! Don't forget, bring those cherries too.
I want them out of my home, so yes, you will have them.
Listen, anybody out there that will be at the 4th and John tailgate tomorrow, come find me. I'll be the cherry man. I'll be
The cherry man.
tomorrow. I'm the candy man.
Yeah, you're the candy man tomorrow. We can get you a trench coat. What do you guys want? What do you need? What do you need? What do you want? What do you want?
Should I go to Deshaun Jackson or Sean McCoy jersey?
McCoy, because Jackson plays for another team right now. So I would go McCoy.
All right.
McCoy's the move.
We're going black on black, shady.
I think I'm going to go an Eagles hoodie, wide receiver gloves, knit cap, sweatpants, ready to rage. Here, for me, I tell my kids this. It's all about the extremities, the hands and the feet. If your hands and your feet are not wet or cold, you are fine. Like everything else doesn't matter. Just the hands and the feet. Keep them warm at all costs.
Now, this is a great – I'm assuming the tailgate is probably going to start around 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I need those details from you, actually. I don't know. You got to let me know.
I haven't seen – let me pull it up real quick while I got you here. I haven't seen the parking lot opening time released yet, so I'll pull it up real quick. But as of last night or yesterday, it still wasn't announced. But we get the best of all scenarios because at 3 o'clock start, we get the sun.
Yep.
We get a twilight tailgate.
Love it.
We get dark night tailgate.
We get it all.
We get every aspect.
Every aspect will be covered.
So they still have not announced what time the lots open tomorrow. So do not have that information yet. But as soon as I have it, I'll pass it along. I'm about to text Evan after the show and get on his ass about that.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good call. I'm excited though. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time. Evan,
anything else?
Tomato pie.
All right. Well, then we're out of here. At Mark Between everywhere.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Messing up big time here.
Oh, we can't do. Yeah. Come on now.
Oh.
No one go anywhere. Everyone sit back down.
Oh man, that's
people started filing out the back. No, sit back down, everybody.
No,
Hater love it.
Hey. No, is this thing still on?
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me in the back?
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. We'll go back. We'll revisit the first thing that I had just mentioned before. BMW.
Yeah.
Is creating cars that change color.
Yeah. Hate
not
it.
Stuck with just one color paint.
Hate it.
Why do you hate it so much?
Because I don't like the fact you can't pick your own color. If I can pick my own color, I'll be in. The fact I can't pick my own color, I'm out. Because then you're showing up and people are like, what color is that? Ew, look at your car. I don't want that.
Are you what colors would you choose though?
I would go traditional black and then maybe like a purplish black. Probably what I would do. Like, those really deep, dark purples? I think that would be sick during the daytime. And then at nighttime would just be traditional black.
Okay.
Nothing too wild.
Okay. Little update on the AB situation that we discussed the other day.
Yeah.
AB is now claiming that happened because of, I guess, side effects of the painkillers that they gave him in regards to his ankle, and he said that the coaching staff, medical staff, basically ignored him.
Mm-hmm.
You believe him? You don't believe him? If this is the case, you have to fire Bruce Arians, no?
Okay. So I just like you, I've seen these reports. And I'm just gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Does Bruce Arians seem like a dude that would do things like are being described?
No. Not at all.
Everything that I've heard about Bruce Arians over the years, nothing makes me believe that he's this type of dude to do something like this. But at the same time, I hate without concrete proof, I don't like calling people liars.
That's fair.
I don't like that. I need, for me to call you a liar, I need to have undisputed, undeniable proof to say you're lying. So this is hard for me because I don't want to say he's lying. Although with this being Bruce Arians, I kind of have a hard time believing it. But like, I don't want to say Antonio Brown's lying.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown's a wild dude, so you always got to take everything he says with a little bit of grain of salt.
Right.
Your man, Kanye.
Yay.
out here dating somebody.
Yeah,
new.
Julia Fox.
Kim got herself Pete Davidson, which I really don't see the appeal of that guy, but that's
we need this is another Devan topic. Because this is another person. This is come up to me like almost like Paul Rudd. Like, what is the deal with Pete Davidson? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but
this is. I mean, Pete Davidson pulls a lot of really good looking women. This isn't his first pull, and I feel like it's kind of like you like. So you get like a girl sees that you dated a really good looking girl. It gives you that appeal because like, oh well, I want to see what he has. I want to see what this is about.
Like a snowball effect.
Yeah, like if you pull out your ex girlfriend's like, yeah, this is my ex girlfriend, and she's like a smoke show. I think a lot of girls are like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. All right, let's see why you're doing that.
Well, Ye's now with Julia Fox, who on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to ask you who she was pre-show.
Yeah.
Opinion, take on it? Any opinion whatsoever?
I mean, listen, love it. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like, you know, they're obviously choosing to move on right now, at least. Who knows, it's going to be a permanent thing. I believe they will eventually get back together because at the end of the day, I can speak from a parenting situation. There is no dude in his right mind is going to take on 4 kids that are not his. It's not doing that. Like, it's not happening. Like, Pete Davidson's down for a good time, I'm sure, but like eventually, you know, he's gonna have to help out with those kids. And like, does he really want to do that? Probably not. So, you know, and the logistics of it, the whole thing with the kids and the baby daddy and all that stuff, like it's just a hard thing to navigate long term in a relationship. It's tough. So I don't think for a second that these two won't eventually figure things out and work things out. And Pete Davidson too also is a guy that has some, you know, mental health issues also. So, you know, if you're gonna like eventually, you know, they're gonna have to navigate those waters also. I think Kim's just kind of rebelling right now. And I think eventually both of them will figure things out and get back together.
Vanessa Bryant, her lawsuit being continued to push through over Kobe's crash.
Good. Love it. Those scumbags. Absolute scumbuckets. Love it. Love it. I hope she gets all the money, all the aircrafts. I hope she gets all of it.
We'll be we have the 2-year anniversary of that coming up real soon.
Yeah.
January 27th.
Yep, vastly approaching. Yep. But yeah.
And then Steve Harvey's got a new show, his 97th show on TV.
Judge Harvey.
Judge Harvey.
Yeah.
Would you ever take a case before him?
No. Hate it. I'm not going to Steve Harvey as a judge. What are we doing here?
I mean, if his Miss America transgression or Miss Universe, whatever it was, anything, he could read you one
verdict and then go to another. Yeah, I don't have time.
Sorry, they gave me the wrong piece of paper.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything of Judge Harvey.
No, not at all. And Hillary Duff is going to be one of the new hosts of The Bachelor.
What? A host?
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because they got rid of that guy because he was a scumbucket.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I like Hillary Duff. I know Amber's a huge Hillary Duff fan. Apparently, she's a Fashion Nova, Hillary Duff. So Amber's a very big fan of the way she dresses.
Take your word for it.
All I remember her from was Hillary Duff, not quite old enough. I ain't never seen her like that.
Oh, I was. That's not where I thought you were going to go with it, but that's fair. I thought you were going to go with her as Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, of course, but Eminem's better.
That's fair. I'm not going to push back on that. That pretty much sums it up.
All right. Well, listen, man, I'm looking forward to hanging out tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have wild stories from the tailgate. Hopefully nothing gets set on fire, no tables break in the process. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Looking forward to this weekend.
I blame it on Gail.
And looking forward to next week talking Eagles playoff football and dissecting that and also figuring out who their opponent will be. I'm sure we'll have some guests also to help us out. I'm going to go dig up Ed Kratz to see what he's doing, talk some Eagles football, and then I'm sure we'll find some other people to talk with us as well. Until Monday, though, Mark between everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on the Bluebird app.
Brad and Memory Pod everywhere. BradandMemoryShow.com for the merch. 10% off code Bremy, the beef jerky outlet in Langhorne.
10% off your first in-app order at District Taco if you use promo code Bremy10 at checkout on the app. And you know where I'm going to be for lunch? District Taco.
Love it. And until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Have a great weekend. Late.